Welcome to Networks Professionals.
Welcome to today's Explainer. We're diving right into a topic that is fundamentally reshaping our professional lives, our businesses, and honestly, our daily routines. If you open up any news feed right now, you know you're just bombarded with a ton of noise. Sensationalized headlines about machines taking over our livelihoods, making entirely human workforces obsolete. It's creating a lot of very real fear. But today, we're going to set all that noise aside. We're going to look at the actual data and the research, and we're going to focus not on some sci-fi rivalry, but on a really powerful synergy. We're exploring how to build something called hybrid intelligence. And let me tell you, this is arguably the most exciting professional shift of our generation. All right, let's just address the elephant in the room right off the bat. Is AI here to replace you, or is it here to partner with you? It's the exact question keeping so many professionals up at night. But rather than getting caught up in that anxiety of being replaced, we really need to focus on something much more practical and, frankly, much more profitable. We need to look at how dividing our labor based on complementary capabilities completely transforms the way we work. I mean, imagine having an assistant who just never sleeps, someone who has read every book, every article, and every spreadsheet ever published, ready to fetch you exactly what you need in literally half a second. When we stop looking at AI as the enemy and start treating it as this hyper-capable, always-on assistant, the entire landscape changes. The threat diminishes, and this incredible opportunity comes into very sharp focus. So let's define exactly what we mean when we talk about this new frontier. Hybrid intelligence is basically a partnership that amplifies the unique strengths of humans and machines for highly efficient problem solving. We aren't talking about human versus machine anymore. That's honestly a fundamentally outdated way of thinking about this tech. Instead, we're looking at creating a unified system where the sum is just way greater than its individual parts. Think of it kind of like a giant symphony orchestra. The artificial intelligence, that represents the instruments, incredibly capable, precise, able to produce this massive, flawless sound. But you're the conductor. Without the conductor's vision, emotion, and timing, those instruments are really just making noise. But together, they make music. Okay, let's jump into Section 1, the Great Divide, automation versus judgment. The absolute crucial point in all of this is figuring out exactly where the machine's domain ends and where the human's begins. We're looking at a very clean division of labor here. We are contrasting the machine's intense focus on scale, which translates to automation and augmentation, with our uniquely human capacity for judgment and meaning. It's really about drawing a line, not to separate us, but to show how perfectly these two sides fit together, kind of like puzzle pieces. The machine handles the raw mechanics, while we handle the meaning behind those mechanics. Consider a major customer service crisis. An AI can instantly automate the processing of thousands of refund requests, categorizing them all by product defect. That's the mechanic. But it takes an actual human being to look at that data, judge the damage to the brand's reputation, and author an empathetic, meaningful public apology that restores trust. You see, the mechanics, without the meaning, they fall flat every single time. Moving right along to Section 2, what machines do best. Imagine a system that can process massive, complex data sets and find hidden patterns in literal seconds. To put that into perspective for a second, an AI can process billions of data points, which is the equivalent of reading thousands of thick encyclopedias in the time it takes you to take a single sip of your coffee. It excels at exactly the kind of heavy lifting that would take a human researcher months of exhausting, tedious work. Then there's the handling of repetitive tasks. We're talking about those mundane, high-volume administrative duties that just completely drain your cognitive energy before lunch. And finally, it operates with unparalleled speed and scale. It can generate initial drafts, summarize incredibly dense, 100-page legal documents, and execute complex baseline math almost instantly. Basically, it clears the brush. It handles all that grueling groundwork so you can actually step back and see the forest. Which brings us to Section 3, the human advantage. So we know what the machine brings to the table, but where do you fit in? Well, this highlights exactly why human beings remain absolutely irreplaceable. While the AI processes all that raw data with blinding speed, you step in to read the emotional nuances of a room. An algorithm might spit out a perfectly logical sales strategy, sure, but it takes a human to look a client in the eye, understand the unwritten context of their hesitation, and build a genuine relationship. Then there's the matter of ethical judgment. Algorithms literally do not possess a moral compass. They just optimize for whatever metric they are given, which, as we know, can lead to disastrous real-world outcomes if left unchecked. It is entirely up to us to weigh the moral, social, and long-term impacts of any business decision.
And finally, you bring the creativity and the intuition. An AI can easily generate a fast, structurally sound first draft of a marketing campaign, but you provide the strategic vision to connect completely unrelated ideas and evaluate if that creative output will actually resonate with human culture.
Let's look at how this is playing out right now in Section 4, Real-World Hybrid Teams. Look, this isn't just some pie-in-the-sky academic theory. It is happening right now at the absolute highest levels of industry. Leading researchers and enterprise platforms are proving that this synergy is for sure the future of work. For instance, research from IBM has consistently shown that when organizations actively bring these complementary strengths together, pairing human strategy with AI processing, it acts as a massive catalyst, directly driving organizational innovation. They're seeing entirely new product lines and services emerge from this. Over at MIT Sloan, their studies dive deep into management and demonstrate that hybrid teams actually optimize decision-making. By removing the cognitive load of data processing from executives, those executives just make smarter, more strategic calls. And platforms like WorkHuman are actively building frameworks to blend intelligent systems with human expertise on a daily basis. The companies leveraging this aren't just experimenting. They are pulling significantly ahead of the pack because they are operating at a fundamentally different speed.
So how do we make this work for you? Section 5, Designing Your Custom Workflow. Okay, let's turn the focus to your daily life and figure out how to put this highly efficient delegation into practice. To build your personalized hybrid workflow, you first need to explicitly define the landscape of your specific job. Ask yourself, what is your exact industry or role? You have to ground this in your day-to-day reality because it dictates absolutely everything. If you're an architect, your AI assistant might be generating rapid 3D structural models from your napkin sketches, saving you weeks of CAD work. But if you're a financial analyst, your AI is likely pulling real-time global market trends and stress testing your investment models against decades of historical data. You have to clearly define your own professional playground first to know exactly which tools are going to elevate your specific craft.
Next up, and this might require a little bit of ruthless honesty, what repetitive tasks take up most of your day? We all have them, and let's be real, we all universally despise them. Think about those mundane, data-heavy administrative duties that sometimes make you question your career choices. The endless back and forth of calendar scheduling, the mind-numbing basic data entry, or the agonizing process of summarizing a 40-deep email chain you were just copied on. These are the exact tasks that you can, and absolutely should, immediately hand off to the machine. By auditing your day and identifying these bottlenecks, you map out exactly what needs to be outsourced to your new digital assistant. And finally, once you've cleared away all that busy work, you arrive at the most vital question of all. What are the most creative or strategic parts of your work? By intentionally isolating the tasks that truly require your empathy, your lived experience, your ethical compass, and your intuition, you finally uncover your real, irreplaceable value. This is where you shine. So, I want to leave you with a thought to ponder as we wrap up this explainer today. If you successfully map out this hybrid workflow, and you confidently delegate the mundane drudgery entirely to the machine, how much more value could you create if you let AI handle the rest? Are you ready to stop acting like a robot and start partnering with one to unlock your ultimate human potential?
Thanks for watching.